sock puppets hiring. People were hiring people that just basically could spell Java, or they were baristas and they'd say, hey, I can do Java. So the coding camp thing it has become big, and there are still a lot of people who hire junior level folks out of coding camps. They are certainly not what we would call software developers, software engineers at that point, right? But somehow an
Yeah.
organization now has a responsibility to take those folks. If they want to move up in the organization, they've got to find a way to accumulate those skills. So how do they do that? How does a person do that in that environment, or can they?
Well, certainly they can. And I think it takes two critical ingredients. One is basically the target. What are the skills and knowledge that you're missing that you need to fill in? And then the other side of this is the what mechanisms do you have available to get those skills and knowledge? And so again, one of my hot buttons in terms of the target, I've been spending a lot of time over my career, but decidedly uh, a lot over the last year or two, investing in SWEBOK guide in terms of helping it evolve to be a representational target of what the discipline of software engineering should actually look like. The last version of SWEBOK guide came out in 2014. That was version 3, and a new version will be coming out, version 4, uh, hopefully by the end of the year. I mean, actually, hopefully in October. All the editing is
For
done.
those stuff following at home, IEEE Politics at SWEBOK is Software Engineering Body of Knowledge.
Oh yeah, thanks for pointing that. Yeah, and it's actually SWEBOK guide. It's the guide to the software engineering body of knowledge. The body of knowledge of software engineering is actually way too big to fit into a single document. And so what SWEBOK guide is basically the roadmap, the survey. Here's all the stuff. If you want to know more about this, go look at that book. If you want to know more about that, go look at that book. And so the actual body of knowledge is represented by approximately 38 books and papers that sort of survey what we believe to be. And the key here is that there are 18 knowledge areas: requirements, architecture, design, construction, testing, maintenance, operations, security. I can't do all 18 off the top of my head.
Foundations is another one, right?
Engineering economy is one of them, math
Mm-hmm.
foundations, computing foundations, engineering foundations. And so my point is that I personally believe it's pretty good at defining what the target is. Here's all the stuff that, I mean, as a catalog of the kind of things that a professional grade software engineer should know, here is the catalog of stuff. Now, what are the gaps that you have as an individual? How good are you at doing requirements? How good are you at doing architecture? How good are you doing at design? Do you really understand the space of testing? Do you really understand how to estimate well? And so it provides the target that I think that you should be aiming at. So look at it in terms of what does it say? Look at it in terms of where am I as an individual? Where are my greatest weaknesses? And then how do I fill in the gaps, starting with the weaknesses that are the most pressing, the most significant.
So, Steve, you've been involved in SWEBOK for years. It is not just a bunch of academics getting together and talking about the greenfield stuff, right? It involves industry, like yourself,
Right,
industry
right.
people with specific experiences. So you would think that um, a reference like that would be useful to organizations to measure their own people against what has been defined. And then, you had the IEEE also had something that didn't really seem to ever gain